welcome to Around the Pit. Another backpacking kind of series that I'm going to go into here. We're going to try to do what I'm going to call casserole in a cup. All right, just a regular GSI cup here. We're going to cook a casserole today. We're going to attempt to. We're going to see how well it works. All right, today, as I put this dish soap on, if you just helps clean up easier. It's the only reason I put dish soap on. Just, we're gonna make a creamy chicken pesto type sauce. Some breadcrumbs and some cheese on top. We'll see how well this comes out. All right. First time I've ever done it. Putting a bunch of different things together to see how well it'll come up with taste wise. But we gotta get us some water boiling here on this fire. All right. There we go. Get that boiling. All right, everything we're gonna need is right here. Okay, for this, and I like my Ziploc bags, keeps my meals in there, but we got some egg noodles here, some white egg noodles. That's about a cup and a little more, about a cup and a quarter of egg noodles. Got some premium white chicken. The sauce we're going to use is all mixed up in here, okay? It's gonna be our creamy pesto sauce. Now in this, it's got 3 tablespoons of basil, 3 tablespoons of shelf-stable Parmesan cheese, 2 tablespoons of powdered milk, 1 tablespoon of minced onions, 1/4 teaspoon of celery seed, 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of that McCormick rusted garlic bell pepper seasoning that I love. And to this, we're going to add roughly 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 1/4 cup of water. We're going to see how it looks. Maybe a little bit more water because I put a little bit of that powdered milk in there just to try it out. We'll see how creamy it gets. We'll see. And then I got a separate baggie here of 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs put on the top. Then I got some the bell, baby bell, or however you say it, wax cheese. We're gonna cut off a little bit and put it on the top. Let's get this water boiling, and then we'll get this meal cooked right up. As you can see, or probably you will see, it's a windy day. A lot of people don't like, you see how the ashes are getting in there? I carry just a little piece of aluminum foil. And what you can do is, once you got that down in there, your container, just put aluminum foil with a stick over it, and it'll keep the ashes, which really ain't gonna hurt none, it'll keep it out of your pot, okay? On a windy day. All right, I don't know if you can see with me in there, but 3.5 minutes in, we're getting a boil. Well, I sure hope you can see that. Okay, not a roaring boil yet. Okay, it's not a roaring boil, but it's boiling. And it's getting better and better as it's going. And the other thing I didn't say about putting that aluminum foil in there, it helps get that boil quickly. Okay, so now I'm gonna add my pasta in here. Give it a good stir. And we'll go check it out. And I'm probably gonna let that boil for about 8 minutes. And I'll check. See how tender it's getting. We don't necessarily need it. We're just looking for al dente. because what I'm going to do is once the noodles are done, I'm going to take some of that pasta water and I'm going to save it and mix that up in there before that starch, mix it into my seasoning there to give it a little bit thicker. Additionally, with the Stanley cook pot, that's a GSI cup, I think they're called, at Walmart, $6 or something. Fits perfectly underneath here and goes into my cook kit, which I need to do a video on that one these days. Either way, the lid to this, which I could have used instead of that aluminum foil, but I just want to show you that trick. This fits on there nice and perfect too. Even has drain holes and everything like that. But that's how we're going to bake our casserole. Okay? All right. Let's see if that bowl got back up. Yep, it's boiling on the sides there. It's going to work perfect. It'll work perfect. Got the timer going. And I'll let you know how long it takes. We're at the 4-minute mark. Let's see how this is looking right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think I might be right on that 8 minutes. We're at our 8-minute mark. Oh man. They've grown like they're supposed to. And we are good to go for the next step. Okay. Like I said, there might only be a quarter of a cup of water left in there. So if you got the room, the room meaning you want some gloves. If you ain't packing gloves, you're doing yourself a disservice there. And the Leatherman. Leatherman is by far my favorite tool. Okay. I'm going to drain this out. Yeah. I bet you I could have just dumped that straight in there. It's not a lot of water, which is a good thing. If we wanted to be sure, my other Stanley cup with water, I got measurements in here. Let's see how much water that is. Well, it's going to be a little bit more, but help if I put my lid on tighter. That's about a half a cup. No, it's a little over a quarter. That's fine. That's fine. Let's get our seasoning out. Well, I hope this turns out pretty good. Pour it all in there. You gotta remember this cup is hot. So, mix it up. And I want a creamy sauce, so if that water ain't, if that water ain't gonna be enough, I'll just add some more. Because when I put it back in there and to bake, I want it to be creamy. Not to mention, it's gonna have a lot of flavor. Not to mention that, yeah, I added all that water. I'm gonna add a little bit more. So that was a quarter, a little bit more. So we're gonna say a half a cup to that mix. Okay. Yeah. Because you gotta remember, it's got dried powdered milk in there. My goodness. It's got color. It's got color. I'm making a mess. Let's get our chicken in there. And it had a little bit of fluid in there. Had a little bit of fluid in there. But it's got the consistency I want. It's juicy. And really, this could be enough for 2 people. Okay. Let's see if you can see that. See the juice right there? I hope you can see that. Look at that. The juice there. Look at that. Nice and creamy. All right. Let's get this back on the fire. There's little holes in there, so put it back in there. Now this one, we are going to add some coals to the top. Okay. Because we want to get like a oven effect. Now that, while that's going, hey buddy, Kylo, my good assistant, some Baby Bell cheese we're going to put on the top when it's time to melt some cheese on the top. We're only going to use half of this and we'll use the other half for another recipe. This is a good wax cheese. Okay, I'm going to save my wax. I'm going to cut this off as skinny and thin as I can. Because melted cheese makes everything better. Okay. Take my other half here, put it on top a little bit, and I'll store that here in a minute. Let's see how this is cooking up so far. About 6 minutes in. Ooh, it's boiling. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Look at that flavor. Look at that color. Well, I hope you can see that pretty good with the shade in there. Now it's boiling some. A couple things. Throw my cheese on top. We're going to let this bake more. And our breadcrumbs. What casserole isn't good without breadcrumbs? I know some people don't like them, but I like them. All right, we're gonna give that another 10 minutes. Now that we know it's boiling and it ain't sticking to the sides. There we go. Put the foil back. It's been about 15 minutes. Again, gloves are important. We're gonna check this all out. You can see if you can't see, but I put 2 big lumps of coal there, charcoal. Look at that. You can still use that again. Glove, aluminum foil. All right. Bring this sucker up. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, so I breaded up the breadcrumbs. Put this on a plate here. You won't be able to see the breadcrumbs too much. Oh my goodness, look how much is in there. Look at that. Man. Okay. A little bit of a mess for the whoever's got dishes. But you got extra creek water, put that water back in there, let it boil. Bring that water up, heat up, get that food off, no biggie. Man, I wish you can see that. I hope I got that camera angle good. Here's a piece of chicken. You just, ooh, look at that crust in there. All right, let's try some chicken and some noodle. It's got the flavor, right amount of everything. Maybe a tad more water, maybe. And then you cook it just a little bit longer. I don't know if you can see the cheese. The cheese melted perfectly. It's like mozzarella stringing. I don't know if you can see that string there. But the roasted bell peppers, that roasted garlic, basil, onions, you can taste it all. Chicken. So if you don't like red sauce, or can't eat red sauce like me, this is a perfect option. And it's enough for 2 people. And you cooked it all in that cup there. Look at that. Tasters are coming out now. So, creamy pesto chicken casserole. All right, that's what we're going to call this. Creamy pesto chicken casserole in a cup. To begin this series here of casserole in the cup. So I'm Joe with Around the Pit, and I want to thank you for watching. Take care. See you next time.